Hey, what's up? This is Angry Reviews, and today I am angry about this. The Olivetti Form 200, 100, 200 plus, and the Italian government in general. Now, what is this? This is something that the Italian market should know very well. A little message to my Italian friends. Ragazzi, scusa ma devo parlare in inglese perché questo video devo farlo in questa lingua. Scusa. So, this is something that that the Italian government decided to make obligatory when it switched to the telematic system. The word telematic is, I don't know, it's just one of those outdated words. It's something like you would say, hey, I'm going to type in hypertext protocol semicolon / world wide web.facebook.com and go to the internet to check out my profile. They just don't do this old outdated language, and the reason I mention it is because that's exactly what this machine feels like. It just feels like a completely outdated piece of equipment that nobody should have ever had made. But alas, it is here. So the Italian government makes this piece of machinery and says that anybody who has a business must now use the telematic system. In essence, it's very simple. All you have is a machine, which is a cash register. You type in the amount, say you want 10 euros, you press enter. It's not connected now, but you would get a receipt, and that receipt, the 10 euros that you've entered in here, goes directly to the Agenzia delle Entrate, or the tax office. So the government knows how much money you're making in this very moment. Great system. Now, it would have been perfect if they would have said, hey, we want to make this market open. We want the market available for anybody to join. Anybody who wants to make a machine for this new telematic system, we're giving you 5 years, because in 5 years we're going to change everything. I think they said 2 years. Don't quote me on that. But I don't think they did, and I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Olivetti is the only company who makes these telematic systems, which are registered with Agenzia delle Entrate. Now, this to me sounds like a market monopoly, and it is. If I want to start a business, I have to, by law, get an Olivetti Form machine. There is no other alternative. Maybe there is by now, but in 2018, when they started this thing, there was no other alternative. I had to, by law, get this machine in order to get my business up and running. Now there's 3 kinds of variants. My variant here, this is the most beautiful one, the Form 200 Plus, the beautiful one, the one with a touchscreen display. The reason I got the touchscreen display, was because I wanted the easiest one, the one that would give me least amount of problems. And the reason I'm making this video is because this machine sucks. The worst kind of sucking that could ever possibly exist is here. This is the epitome of what bureaucracy and bad user experience is inside of this machine. It's designed well. It looks nice. And from the outside, you're going to think, hey, this machine looks nice. Don't be fooled. And yeah, it has a easy load system. Look, you can just pop this thing right in here, and that's it. You're ready to go. There's no need to set up in a difficult manner or anything of the sorts. Even if you just have a new receipt, right? You pop it in, pop this thing back in there, done. You're ready to go. Easy. So that part is easy, but the system, the configuration, everything beyond that is just absolutely terrible. So there are Form 100. That costs about 500 euros. Then there's the Form 200 without this touch display. That costs 500 euros. And then there's this Form 200 Plus, which costs 600 euros. So apart from all the registrations that you have to do, and all of this together would cost you about 800 euros if you're going to pay for the registration as well, and the setup and whatever else, and if you go to a retailer. To start a business, apart from all the things that you have to do, you must also spend an extra 800-ish euros for a machine. You could probably get away with 600, 500, the lowest you're going to get if you get the smaller machine. And you would expect that after you've done that, everything is going to go great, but it's not. This machine, first of all, is difficult to set up. There isn't a simple menu here. It is not user intuitive. I really have no idea how to use this, and there is no way to change your language. As a matter of fact, that deserves its own little part of this video. Olivetti does not include English as available language, whereas all the other companies in the rest of the world strive to include as many different languages as they can besides English in order to include as many countries and their language into their system so that they have a wider market. Olivetti forcibly excludes English. Look, I get it. This is Italy, and this is an Italian product. They don't have to make an English version of this. And to be fair, they can do what they want to do. But this is the only machine available for my business, and I have to buy it. And I cannot use English, and the manual is also only in Italian. This is a cryptic machine. As I said before, you have to use codes to use it. You have to use codes to navigate to a certain place. And in the menu, if you want to change something, you need to know the codes. 10x 252x 5625521001252 xx21250x. This allows you to change the name. Don't try that combination. That is just a made-up combination. But the idea is that there is no menu. Hey, would you like to change the name? Yes. What name would you like to change? Icon 1, 2, or 3. Number 3. Please enter your password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enter. Now you can change the name. Thank you. No. Ease of use. You, ease of use. My microphone's gone crazy. I just don't get it. It's like take everything that you can possibly think of ease of use and throw it outside of the window purposefully. Take away English language, right? So that nobody can outside of Italy can understand this, and then ship it out as a forcible thing that you have to. And then this is genius. If you have a problem, you can always go to the service center, which they charge you money. This is a violation. This is a proper violation of business ethics. There is no competition on the market for a piece of shit, and you have to buy this piece of shit, use this piece of shit on a daily basis. That's what I think of this Olivetti thing. And this is not the first time that the Italian government does anything like this. I know that other countries in the world also do things like this, but when I came to Italy, I was surprised to know that there is a little thing on your electricity bill that says 10 euros. And you're like, well, what is that? Why am I paying these extra 10 euros? And it finds out that it's a Rai TV license. And that, to me, that idea that the Italian government has that power to presume that you're guilty, it just doesn't make any sense, right? So the idea is there that if you, in your house, have a way of plugging into a TV aerial system, right, or have a TV capable of receiving aerial systems, then naturally you're using the TV. So therefore, you must pay us 10 euros. And you're like, no, but I don't use TV. Well, no, you must pay us 10 euros because you have a TV that can use TV. So who says that you're not using this TV? I'm like, wait a second. How does this work? Are you accusing me of using your TV system? It's like, no, we just know that you are using the TV system, so therefore you have to pay us 10 euros. And granted, you can write them a letter. You can write them a letter and say, hey, listen, I don't have a TV. I don't want to use a TV, and I don't like your system. But first of all, when you come to this country and you register for yourself for a house, you are automatically put on a list of, you know what? You have to pay us 10 euros because you are using our television system. No other company or has the power to do that for anything. Imagine you would come to I don't know, if you would make an apartment, you get an apartment, you buy a TV, whatever, and they automatically include a Netflix subscription. And they're like, well, you have a TV, obviously you're going to watch Netflix, right? You're like, no, I don't want to use Netflix. No, but you have to, it's part of the deal. And that to me is crazy. The human rights here are completely disregarded in this regard, because proven innocent until proven guilty is a human right. It goes against the Constitution to add this kind of mentality that you have to pay for something because we know that you're doing this. And just to sort of finally top this off, even though you can write a letter to the government and ask them to cancel this Right television thing, they can come to your house, they can inspect your house, and if they find a TV, it's like possession of drugs. If you find a TV that has an aerial input connection to the antenna, you'll get fined. Yeah. Like badass. This is like mafia kind of shit right here. And this is no exception. This is exactly the same thing. If you want to start a business, you have to buy this exact piece of shit. I'm pissed. I'm super pissed at this. Look, if anybody knows how to use this machine, or anybody has the manual in English, please, on how to use this piece of junk, please let me know. Olivetti is not going to make an English manual. They are not going to raise a single hair or finger just to even try to make this machine better. Do you know why? Because they're the only ones who produce telematic machines. And if there are other companies that produce telematic machines by now, the government recommends this one. That is absurd. Nick, yes? But don't you think that instead of criticizing these people, you could come up with a solution? Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I think I can come up with a solution. If you want to implement a system like this Italian government, Agenzia delle Entrate, you must provide a free option or give this machine for free. Now, I'm not saying that you should go ahead and give all the businesses a machine like this for free, but I am suggesting that we have cell phones in this day and age. What is preventing you from making an app? A simple app, because that way I'm not forced to do something with this telematic machine. That means every single person in the world who doesn't want to spend 600 euros to start their business can download an app and register on a website and just start using a telematic register. Because wait a second, your phone has Wi-Fi. Your phone has security. There's everything that you need inside of a phone. Maybe you'll have to buy a printer, like a receipt printer like this. That's the most thing that you can do. But then your market won't be limited. You can go to absolutely any company out there, and maybe you can even connect a normal printer, and instead of giving small receipts, you'll be able to give them like this A4 piece of paper going, here's your receipt, but at least that will be possible. That's what the minimum requirement, in my opinion, would be for a government who imposes a new law and forces businesses to do something. Give them a free option, or don't make that law. If you force somebody to do something, that means you're telling them to work for you. And this is not the first time this happened. I have an example with my tourist rentals. I rent out apartments. And in Italy, it's called affitto turistico. So I don't use this machine for that. That's a different business. And the government is asking you to do three things. One is to take the ID of the person and register it with the Polizia di Stato. So if anybody's staying at your house, the police should know about it. Then there is Istat, the statistical part. That means that the Comuna, in my case is Venice, they're asking you to register those guests and upload a report of where these guests were coming from. So it's not such a specific report, but it is a report of the nationality and the days that the person was here. And then there is the city tax. So I must collect the city tax, and then I must submit all of that information again to the city tax office. There's 3 things. All of these things take a lot of time, and specifically the Polizia di Stato. Now, they're asking me to take down information of all the guests that come here, and that's a lot of information. I must take their ID, right? I must give the name, the second name, the date of birth, what kind of ID it is, the date of birth, what is the name, country of issue, country of birth, and country of residence. I think that's it. I don't know if I remembered everything. Oh, and the amount of days that they're staying. And for some reason, I also must identify if they are a group of people, a family of people, or a single person. Whatever. The website looks like it's been designed in 1995, and the government is requiring me to do all 3 of those things, even though the information data set is exactly the same thing. I must manually take somebody's document, right, and take a keyboard and mouse and log in. There's no login system, which requires a specific, unique thing where you have to download a certificate, and you can only use it on your computer, so you can't even use it on your iPad or your iPhone, or it's only limited to a specific browser. I have 3 browsers that don't work, and only one of them works, and I have to use it in incognito mode in order to access a system that is completely unsecure, and the only thing that makes it secure is a certificate that is outdated. It just makes no sense. The people who design these things live in the past. Completely 1999, like just 1990s even. Windows 95, yay, woohoo. That's the kind of feel I get when I get into that software. And then I have to type in everything by hand and do this. And I made a calculation. How much time does it take me? And let's say it will take me about 5 minutes per guest. Then I have 6 guests, 2 per room. That's even an overestimation. But anyways, and let's calculate the time. So 5 minutes times 6 guests, that's 30 minutes a day. So if we take an average calculation of 30 minutes per day times 30 days, that's 900 minutes. Divide that by 60, that's 15 hours. So 15 hours per month, the government is asking me to spend for them. They're asking me to spend 15 hours of my time per month, each month, in order to do their job. They don't want to pay me for this. They just want me to do this for them, for free, because they decided they wanted to do this. This is not correct, in my opinion. Now, the reason why this takes so long is because the Italian government is refusing to use proper technology. You can have an app. You can make an app on your phone. You can take that app, open somebody's ID, put it close to it. There's going to be an OCR system which recognizes all the information. From there on, you have to say how many guests plus 1 guest. Take the second one, clock, okay. How many nights were they staying? 1, 2, 3. Once that's done, you just press send, and it's going to go to first system, second system, and third system because all the information is already in there. That would have been easy. But the thing is, they're not going to do that. And they're not going to pay me. And as a matter of fact, it's not just me. 1 second, let me see how many hotels there are in Italy. Alright, so I found some statistics. In Venice, it seems that there was 12 million visitors that came here during the year of 2018. So let's take 12 million people, right? So let's divide that by, or multiply that by 5 minutes each that needed to be registered, right? Then we must divide that number by 60 to get the hourly rate, and that leaves us with 1 million, exactly 1 million. It's 1 million work hours that the government is asking to us, the hoteliers, to put in per year, just in Venice. Multiply that by the minimum wage, which is 7 euros per hour. It's not exactly, there's no minimum wage in Italy, but it's considered to be 7 euros, and that's on the lower side. That's 7 million euros just for Venice that the government is not paying us in order to do this work for them. They could make up an app that registers people easily for 1% of that cost. And that would save all of us the time, but they just don't see it that way. Like, me, the person, you, the businessman, you're nothing and no one. And I will do everything I can to tax you for everything you got and to abuse your time and money in any way that I want. Those are the fundamental principles of all the Italian governments that I have encountered until this day. And this is very unfortunate. And I'm sure that bureaucracy exists in other countries. And there should be videos made about that in specific. There's always problems to be found and always problems to be solved. But this is the problem that I'm faced with, and lots of other business owners in Venice and Italy in general are also faced with. One of them is this poor machine. Another thing is this TV license, which we all have to pay. Another thing is registering guests, and God knows how many other things. I'm just making a video because I'm pissed off about all of these little things, and I hope that I don't know what I'm hoping for. Nothing is going to change. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being a realist. It's just not going to. Until the Italians themselves start to fight their governments, raise up these questions, and do something about it, it's not going to change, because I'm a minority in this country. I have no rights, no words, no nothing, no power of voice, and this video will go unnoticed. But I hope that one day someone who is of this beautiful nation will be able to stand up to the governments and maybe create a class action lawsuit to change for the better. This has been Nick from Angry Reviews, and I was angry, and now I'm depressed. Cheers. No, but seriously, if you're still here, then leave me a comment down below, because obviously this video is not meant to get lots of likes and views. I mean, I'm targeting a really niche, narrow audience, expatriates who are living in Italy, not Europe, just Italy, and who have a business. I mean, I'm lucky if I reach 20 people who are in the same boat as me, and if you're one of them, just let me know and tell me what problems you're facing, and maybe we can come up with a way to solve them together. Not change the laws, but just maybe there's a way around it. Heck, who knows? Comment.